morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for such a kind introduction. I would like to thank the University of Lahore, first of all, for calling me here, for considering me to be a part of this beautiful event which is being held. Starting with the introduction, again, as she mentioned, my name is Dr. Sasi Malik Sher. I did my MBBS in 2016. And then I qualified my CSS in 2017 and got allocated into Military Lands and Cantonments Group. Well, an easier introduction would be if you have heard the news of those 5 sisters qualifying CSS. Well, I'm one of them, I'm the third one. The topic that I'll be talking on would be a very simple one, yet a very difficult thing to understand and even more difficult to implement in our lives. That would be the work-life balance. When I got allocated into the group, the Military Lands and Cantonments Group, I had no idea about it at all. So I went around asking people who were already allocated. I asked what privileges it held or what would the job description be, but everybody told me just one thing: you're going to have a perfect work-life balance. Though I did have a vague picture in mind what it meant, but I did not have the whole idea of the thing. Now that I have spent 1 good year in office, I now know how important this work-life balance is for our generation. We actually belong to that generation where the old things do not implement, and we have to think and come up with new things to cope up with the things that we are going through. Well, my batchmate, his name was Umair, he would tell me that, ma'am, we have 24 hours in a day. How many hours do you have? I did not get his joke every time he said that, but later on he told me that you go to gym, you come to the academy for classes, you teach online, you paint, you have a blog. I have a blog on Instagram, it's called Sasi's Life. So you're taking care of that. So we have 24 hours and it runs out just like that. But you start doing things and your day never ends, and you, at the end of the day, you come and tell us that you've done this and that and that. How do you have that much time at your hands? So that is when I realized that I was a little more productive than all the other people around me. And there were few simple things which I did, which I'm going to discuss here today with all of you, so that you can cope up with this work thing, the work hectic pressure that we carry on our heads every day, with the proper balanced life which you should have. First of all, there's a clash between our religious concepts, which is, the word used there is etadal. Basically, it means a balance in everything. But we are more tilted towards the Western concept, which is called the career making. We give up everything we have, even our peace of mind, everything that we own for that career. And at the end, literally, we are left with nothing else but career. So, career is a part of life, not the whole of it. Well, things that you should know when it comes to the work-life balance, the first and the foremost is that there literally is no perfect balance. Trust me, if you're looking for that 100% of that balance in your life, it's never going to happen. What you do is, sometimes you're going to have a good time with your family. Sometimes you're going to sit with your parents, maybe have a good, fun, enjoyable evening with your friends. But then there are going to be long, hectic days at office. You're going to have long assignments, maybe, which are going to take weeks to complete. But that's okay. As I said, there is never going to be 100% balance ever. You're always going to see that there are going to be some days where you're going to be very good at your personal life. There are going to be some days where you'll be very good at your office things. But in the long run, the balance must be kept, not on daily basis. The first thing which I did differently was that I made my lists. I have 3 lists that I believe I've been working on ever since I was in 10th class. I have a monthly list. On a bigger version, I used to make those lists. Now I've come to know that they are available on many stationery stores and all. So I used to make that list and just a bigger picture. I have a friend's birthday coming. I have to travel to Lahore. I have to travel to Peshawar. I have a doctor's appointment. Just a bigger version of the whole month. Then I cut it down into weeks. 4 weeks I have, and then I'll schedule my weeks accordingly. And lastly, the most important list of all, even if you don't make your monthly and weekly lists, make a daily to-do list. Every night after my office, after the gym, after my online classes, the whole hectic day, I have a good warm cup of coffee, sit down with the dim lights, cozy bedroom, and I would leave my mind free. And I'll write all the things down which I have to do the next day. Believe you me, that makes the whole difference. Starting your day blank, you know nothing what to do the next day you wake up. You will never be able to be productive. But when you start your day with your things jotted down, now whatever you do, the sequence can be changed, of course. You can do the third thing first, maybe the first thing at the end. But you do know what things are to be taken care of at that day. So do make your lists. Prioritize your health. In this whole agenda of career making, the first thing that is neglected in your private life is your own health. So no matter what happens, I'm going to share my story. I used to go to office, I still do, of course, from 9 to 5. I used to come back, I used to go to sleep, wake up, I had an online class, I would take that. After that, I would see my blog, maybe reply to the comments and all, and then I would go to sleep. Suddenly, I started gaining weight. I started feeling bad about myself. I was inactive, and somebody who's been an all-Pakistan gymnastics champion, we are addicted to being active. Well, I started working out at night. After my online class, I used to work out and then go to bed. I have a few gymmer batchmates, and talking to them once, they simply commented that, ma'am, you are actually doing more bad to yourself than good by working out at night. So I changed the whole scheme of mine. Now what I do is I come back from office, I work out no matter how tired I am, 5 days a week. Then I go to sleep for half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, a power nap. Then I wake up, I take my online class, then I go write my diary, the whole thing, the to-do list, and then I sleep. Trust me, prioritize yourself, prioritize your health. Next is, please take time out for your parents. I know there are most of the people here who will have their parents living. They're blessed to be with you at this moment. We are so busy growing up that we forget that they're growing old. No matter what happens, sit with them, talk with them. You're going to cherish these moments later in your life, and you will miss this time. So sit with them, talk to them, have a cup of tea, gossip, talk about family, maybe anything at all, but do it. Unplug from the external negativity. Apologies for that, what I'm about to say, but we are somehow a very frustrated generation. We're growing up in an age where we are keyboard ninjas. We're growing up in an age where we listen to all the negativity coming to our ears and less positivity. So, when there is a breaking point coming up, you know that because you in your heart know yourself. When that point comes, give things a break. I even shut my account down for 6 good months, and Instagram actually slows down your following rate. I did it anyway. Do that if you need it, right? Give yourself some time and give time some time. So revive yourself again, revive your heart, revive your souls, and go back to the world again. Somebody calls you an introvert, be it. Doesn't matter. You come first. The next is the vacation. We usually take it as a fun thing, but trust me, they are needed. When any of you who has a plan of qualifying CSS or joining a government job, you have recreational leaves, 10 leaves per year. There is no, idea of utilizing that leave. I have never seen an officer. I actually requested for that, and everybody laughed at me that it practically doesn't happen. Nobody takes a vacation, nobody goes anywhere. So why not? You're working the whole year long, you're taking care of the office stuff, of the things, you're mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted. Why not give your mind and your body a break? So, take vacation, go out with a family, have fun, give yourself some time because you do need it, right? And then you get recharged, and of course, your productivity increases as well with it. Next is, please set your boundaries. When you're in office, when you're in university, you are here. When you're at home, you are at home. I have 2 phones. I switch one phone off at 5 p.m. when the office time is over. Of course, except the emergencies, they do have my other number as well. But most of the time, I do not pick any calls up when I'm at home. But when I'm at office, I do not take any personal calls unless there is an emergency again, and I do not entertain my family when I'm in office. So, set clear boundaries for yourself so that you do not mix the two and you do not get confused. Now, there is this important thing which we usually do not do or we forget to do. Delegate your work. Stop taking care of everything. Stop being that Hercules which you're not, right? Again, talking about my blog, I usually get compliments that, ma'am, you're so active on the blog as well, and you're so active in office as well, and you're so active everywhere. The blog is actually taken care of by my sister. My youngest one, she takes care of it most of the time. So she's posting, she's replying to the comments, or she's replying to the inbox. Ask for help from your colleagues, from your family members, your sisters, your spouses. Do that. There's a concept of double shift. All the ladies who are sitting here, they might understand me. When you're in office, you're expected to be a very good officers. And girls, they have to work a little extra mile to prove that they're not any lesser than the men. After that hectic day and routine in the office, when they come back home, they're expected to be perfect wives at home, perfect daughters at home, and perfect ladies. So she has to be a mother, she has to help the kids with homeworks, and she has to do all the house chores. The point is, this message is for all the boys who are sitting here. In this generation, you'll probably have a working wife. So if she's a working lady, please be a supportive spouse. Be the person who shares the burden. If she is expected to be a perfect wife, then be a perfect husband as well. And if both create this balance, I believe the house itself becomes balanced. Please remember and keep it in mind, and I'm going to end my speech on this very important message, and it's a very famous quote, that nobody ever on his deathbed ever said, I wish I had spent more time in office. That is all. Thank you.